Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Great League, and let's see what team we're going to be running here. Let's see if we can get some wins. We got the Goodra with the Skarmory and the Shadow Poliwrath in the back. So here we kind of have a core breaker with our Goodra and Skarmory here against this Empoleon. So we're just going to stay in and just throw this Draco Meteor, and hopefully it gets it low enough that we can farm it. Okay, we do end up getting them to switch out. They usually charge a bug to come back in here. This is unfortunately also an issue, so we're just going to do our best here to go in with our Poliwrath, doing some good fast move damage. You can see these fast moves are already chunking away at this charge bug. They do decide to throw the X-Scissor right there. X-Scissor was a bait. Unfortunately, we did shield that. We tried to catch another X-Scissor right there, but unfortunately that was not a caught. Oh, and they actually have the crunch. So these crunches are going to be debuffed, plus not that effective. So they are running the crunch, X-Scissor, and Bull Switch fast move. So interesting moveset by my opponent. Trying to get to another move here. Unfortunately, we do not get to it. And now we have to try to take out this charge bug and whatever they have in the back. We know that they only have resistant moves, so we're going to let the first one go. We do avoid the debuff. And right there, we just have to shield to preserve the health. And then we're going to have to throw this Icy Wind right here. And unfortunately, it is not enough to take out that Superior. So GG's to our opponent, unable to come back from that Empoleon lead. It was just a tough situation. Unfortunate that the Empoleon didn't even get taken out with our Goodra as well. All right, we got the Azumarill here. Azumarill versus the Goodra. This is or it's okay because we potentially could be running Power Whip, but we do try to catch a move. Unfortunately for us, they do throw the Poliwrath, so we decide to show the first one here. We're gonna go for this Skull to do some good damage as much as we can, plus the chance of getting debuffed, and we are gonna have to shield again. You can see right here, we're gonna be able to go get to another Skull. This Skull here potentially could get a shield. Okay, we do get the shield from our opponent, and we get the debuff again, so this is going to help our cause in trying to keep this Poliwrath alive. So look at that, a Poliwrath still doesn't take it out, and we're going to get the farm down right there, which is huge because we're going to be able to throw this energy back at whatever comes back in. This gold here is shielded by the Sableye. We force them to switch out because we get the debuff, and then here is the Draco Meteor. Boom, goes the Altaria. So that is the reason why we were running the Draco Meteor right there, able to take out that Altaria. Otherwise, we would have been completely resistant. Here, we are able to survive a foul play, and we're going to be able to get to a Aqua Tail right here. It is debuffed, so it's only going to chip away at it. And now we're just going to wait out the time a little bit, go into our Skarmory. Skarmory here has to survive all these charge moves coming in. We are almost at the move. Okay, now we're at the move. We're going to have to survive this foul play plus another one. Okay, will we be able to survive this foul play? If we do, we do survive it, and we are going to be able to get to another move. So GG's to our opponent, able to come back from a Azumarill lead right there, which is fantastic because that was really, really good against our Goodra. All right, next game, let's see what we find. We got the Poliwrath, Shadow Poliwrath generally is the safe swap, but it kind of depends on what we see. So let's see what's next. We got the Goodra, okay, versus the Azumarill again. A little bit of lag, but it's okay. We're just going to power through it, trying to catch a move. Okay, we do not catch that move. Here, they are going to be able to have energy for a Poliwrath, so we're going to shield here. They actually go for the Ice Beam bait, so we'll play with my opponent. But you can see here, we are at a Icy Wind, so this is going to force a shield from the Gligar. Gligar is doing less damage now. Here, we're going to let this go, because now we can survive, and then we're going to be able to get to another Icy Wind here, basically forcing the double shield or get the KO, and that is exactly what happened. So just like that, all the shields are gone. Now we're going to be able to come back in with probably a Skarmory to actually tank all of this energy if they decide to throw it. So they decide to reset their debuff, and then they're going to go into their Lickitung. Lickitung here is going to be able to get to this Body Slam first, but we actually want this Goodra semi-low, so we're going to allow them to throw as much energy and farm with their fast moves until the last minute here. Draco Meteor takes it into the low red, and then we're going to force our opponent to throw some energy here. This is going to take out the Goodra, which is fine because now we get extra farm with our Skarmory. That extra Steel Wing is going to come in handy because now we're going to have the huge energy advantage versus this Azumarill. This Azumarill did have a little bit of residual energy, so we're going to throw this move on good timing. Will this take it out? Not quite from this health, but this is going to force us to shield right here. Only the Ice Beam, but we needed to keep this Skarmory healthy for the Gligar in the back. Now we have to deal with this Gligar. Gligar throwing this dig is resisted. They do have energy for another dig. Unfortunately, it is not going to take us out there. And then we're going to have to take this Gligar out as soon as possible because we don't want them to get to another move. Sky Tag does take out the Gligar, and then we're going to be able to farm down this Azumarill. So GG's to our opponent, able to come back from another Azumarill lead. So nice play by us. Essentially, the Skarmory just basically won us the game because we basically forced them to switch out of some bad situations. Ooh, okay, now we have to deal with the Skarmory on our own. Here, we're going to throw this Aqua Tail here to chip away at this Skarmory. We trying to catch it on our Skarmory. Okay, we catch something because they're just going to throw the energy. Okay, Brave Bird goes through. They are still staying in, which is interesting. All right, so most likely this is going to be another Brave Bird, so we're going to invest a shield right here, and then we're going to see what they have in the back. Oh, it ends up being the Clefable. So Clefable here is going to take super effective fast move pressure from us, but able to tank the first Sky Attack. Meteor Mash goes through and doesn't quite KO. We're looking for the farm down. Oh my, and we get simultaneous KO. So that was probably better for our opponent, and that is the worst case scenario because now we have to deal with the Wigglytuff here. Ends up being the double charm. Cannot beat that, especially with this Poliwrath. They are going to shield it and then switch right out into their Skarmory. We're going to have to get to 2 Aqua Tails, so we're trying to build up to at least 2 Aqua Tails, but I believe that Wigglytuff already had a lot of health left. So we're just going to have to see. Okay, Aqua Tail goes through. Another Aqua Tail gets thrown here by Goodra. Is it enough to take it out? Not even close. So GG's to our opponents. Yeah, the Skarmory farm down was a little bit greedy, but we felt like we could get there, and unfortunately it just didn't happen, especially when we had the Clefable on the Skarmory, because we would have had all that energy to throw back at something else. All right, next game, let's see what we find. We got the Alligator versus the Goodra. So Goodra here is going to be able to apply fast move pressure. They're going to throw a move here. We're going to let this go because they didn't build up to a potential Ice Beam. So we're going to let that first one go. We have potential Power Whip here. We're going to throw this Aqua Tail. We do get the shield, and then we're going to dip out of there immediately since they revealed that they have the Crunch version. Here we're going to tank the Hydro Cannon easily. They switch out into the Skeledirge. Skeledirge here is going to be able to get to a move, but we are able to throw a Scald here. We do get the debuff, so they have no shields left. We're going to invest a shield right here. Ends up being the Disarming Voice. Do we get to another Scald? Oh, it ends up being CAP tied. So we're going to allow this one to go through because now we know that they're energy dry. We're going to wait the time a little bit and then go into our Goodra. We know that we can use a little bit of time, and then we can throw this Aqua Tail. This Aqua Tail does take out these Skeledirge, which is great. And then I think it was a Guzzlord. I did not see it. And then they're going to actually counter swap into their Alligator. We just have to shield here to keep it healthy. And okay, it ends up being as well as. So Dragon type, unfortunately, not going to do that well against the Skarmory, especially with some energy. And then we have 2 Sky Attacks to throw back to back. And there we go. So GG's to our opponent, able to come back from that game. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.